Yo, guys, welcome back to Wooma. We obsess over movies, yes, and because some pretty cool people took those film dudes, which I find very offensive.
Mm.
So yeah, man, this is our second episode. First episode we did The Matrix, and we just thought we'd change things around a bit just to keep you guys on your toes. So we both agreed that The Matrix was a classic, and we loved that. So we just thought, just to make things a bit different, we've now picked a film that has us on opposite sides, somewhat of the spectrum. And the film that we've chosen for this week is The Last Samurai. So do you want to just maybe just give a very quick, basic plot line of Last Samurai just to kick things off?
Yeah. What was the director? Edward Zwick?
Yeah. And I think he also did Glory, if I remember. I think he also did Glory.
I can't remember what year this film was, but yeah, just Tom Cruise. He's a battered and traumatized soldier in the sort of, I think it's the late 1800s in America, and he gets drafted to train Japanese conscripts to fight some rebels, samurai, and ends up joining them after he gets captured. That's basically the story.
Okay. So let me just start off, maybe just start off first with the good bits, because this is a film that I love 85% of this film. So I want to focus just on the good bits. I think let's start off first with Tom Cruise. I feel that Tom Cruise is misunderstood. And I think the reason why I feel Tom Cruise is misunderstood is because people don't really appreciate just how good of an actor he is. Because he is a quality actor. And I think that when you view this film, you begin to truly appreciate just how good of an actor this guy is, you know.
Yeah. Like, he's not going to make you come away like after watching Daniel Day-Lewis, where you're like thinking, how did he get to like the depths of this character? It's just like it gives you exactly what you need from that performance.
But you see, like, for me, that's a different kind of, okay, how many people, for me, I feel the only person that's like a Daniel Day-Lewis is like a Stephen Root or a Gary Oldman, who really delves into characters. But like, if let's say we bring in like a Jack Nicholson or a De Niro, I'm not saying Tom Cruise is on that level, but he can make you feel something similar to that. Because I think the misconception of Tom Cruise is, oh my gosh, this is the action star, the movie star, Mr. Mission Impossible and everything. But then when people say that, I say, I mean, have you watched Collateral? Have you watched Born on the 4th of July? Have you watched Interview of the Vampire? Like, yeah, he can do the whole action thing, Mission Impossible, but he can also, like, Born on the 4th of July is an incredible performance. It's just that, speaking of Daniel Day-Lewis, he was nominated in the same year as My Left Foot, which I think this was in 1989. And look, he went beating My Left Foot by Daniel Day-Lewis. That was just like he literally became that character. So I think what you saw in this is, I think, even like when you saw the poster, I remember when I saw the poster, I was like, literally, Tom Cruise's face and his name was actually bigger than the title of the film. You just saw his massive face with his scar and just said Tom Cruise. Oh, Last Samurai. So, but I think when you see this thing, like, and you see his acting in it, the beauty of Tom Cruise is that, see, many movie stars, when they come into a film, they bring the whole movie star thing into the film. But the beauty about this is that he left that whole Mission Impossible Top Gun thing away and like, no, okay, what is the character here? I'm going to get this character. So he was a prick. You hated him at the beginning, you know, and how he just saw him slowly progress. You're like, no, this is truly quality action where he is charting the character arc of the character beautifully well.
And I really like his hairstyle, like in this film, like his beard and his hair.
Oh yeah, his beard.
It's just kind of, I don't know, where I want to be.
Yeah, so I mean, speak more on Tom Cruise's performance. I mean, would you say this is his best acting performance.
No, and like I haven't seen all his his big acting films. Like Magnolia is like considered one of his best films, right?
You see, I've seen Magnolia. It ain't anywhere close to Collateral or Born on the 4th of July.
I don't know if this is his best performance. I wouldn't say that, but I just really like his performance in it. I just think it's really solid. Like he hits all the right emotional notes. Like you feel for him, you feel his character Nathan Algren's pain, and he's just really solid in this role. And he's got that sort of like how we mentioned with Keanu, and what makes him so appealing, or a lot of what makes him so appealing in The Matrix is like you can feel how committed he was to the role, like how much he put into it, and you get some of that from Tom Cruise in this.
No, but see, I've got to slightly disagree with you to a point where with Keanu Reeves, it was about commitment, not acting quality.
Oh yeah.
With Tom Cruise, it's a mixture of commitment, which you always get in Tom Cruise films, but also I need to stress this point: acting quality.
Oh yeah. I don't.
Tom Cruise is a very, and I think this should always be the misconception. Tom Cruise is a really good actor.
Yeah.
Like when he wants to be, he is a bloody good actor. It's just that his movie stardom is so big, people are like, oh no, the Tom Cruise. But no, if you strip with the movie stardom and just look at what he's doing.
And it's all mingled with his personal life. You know, it affects the way people see him.
Oh no, true. Oh no, for like, the whole for me, the whole Scientology thing doesn't really bother me because yeah, I know about the whole controversy of everything, but like I don't delve too much into it. And for me, I just look at his films as his films. I'm not like, oh my gosh, this Scientologist who's taking people. No. I'm like, okay, he's not killed anybody. He's not tortured anybody. Let me just look at the films So
anyway, let's get into the meat of the film.
Oh yeah. Ken Watanabe. This was the first time I saw him in any film.
Yeah.
Wait, was he in what's the name of that Japanese film?
I don't know. Yeah, you know that Japanese film. I don't know.
Oh, okay. So he wasn't in wasn't he in Ring?
No, you're thinking of Hiroyuki Sanada, who plays Ujio in Last Samurai.
Oh,
so one of the guys in Last Samurai is in the Japanese Ring, but it's not Ken Watanabe.
Yeah. I know. Basically, the guy that was in Speed Racer. Yeah, that guy. Yeah. But yeah. So look, I mean, Ken Watanabe, man. Quality, really good performance.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everyone actually gives a very good performance. Like I think the acting is pretty good all around, even from like the kids. Like one of the kids of what's her name? Taka.
Oh yeah.
Is really good. Taka's a bit wooden, but
wait. Who is Taka again?
Taka is Ken Watanabe's sister.
Oh, okay.
Who ends up being the sort of the love interest. She's a bit one note. She just sort of has the same expression throughout the whole film, but she's fine.
Yeah.
Hiroyuki Sanada, Ken Watanabe, Tom Cruise.
Oh no! I'm
really good in this.
Ken Watanabe was. You see, that is what you see. Tom Cruise was very good. Let's just not take it away. But I think you could see that Watanabe was acting at a higher level.
Yeah, sure. But it's yeah.
You know, and also like it for me, I'm not trying to like take anything away from what thingy was. Oh, look, I'm just looking at it now. Like John Logan did the writing part. I mean, I'll get to him afterwards. But yeah, like I'm not taking anything away from Tom Cruise, but I think when you saw them like doing scenes together, you could just like, Watanabe is really operating at a really higher, deep level. And I think that, you see, like his acting, what he's doing there is very hard to do because that's more reserved. You know, it's not one of this like, okay, boom, like really loud and everywhere. A lot of it is very concealed kind of inner kind of acting.
Who his character was as well, like with Nathan Algren, Tom Cruise's character, you're getting sort of his whole story, and it's a lot more sort of clear. Whereas Ken Watanabe is Katsumoto, he's a lot more like of an enigmatic figure. Like he's this sort of mysterious, wise, spiritual warrior king.
Yeah, I mean, what's it called? I mean, obviously, we'll get back to kind of what Watanabe. Another guy I really liked, and even if you may say it's cheesy, but like actually no. Before we get to him, what's his face? Spall, Timothy Spall.
Oh yeah, I mean, I always loved Timothy Spall. Like he's another great character actor.
Yeah, like he's one of those guys where like literally in every film he's in, I always like his character.
Yeah,
you know,
like a Stephen Root, where just like he's just great in anything he's in, and he always just like does great.
Because even if like because obviously his character like it adds the comedy relief to it and everything, but just the way that he does it and the way that he speaks and everything, like it's a very good kind of like opposites. And a very good like kind of like a relation to like Tom Cruise's character that's obviously very serious, a bit of a dick and everything like that. So but no, I thought that he was like, again, it's just what Timothy Spall does. But what's it called? This dude, what's his name? Tony Goldwyn, because I've got this whole thing here. Colonel Bagley.
Yeah.
This sort of villain. Again, it's like for me, it's like, see, this is really good casting. Now, have you seen Ghost?
No.
The film Ghost.
No.
So basically, he was in the film Ghost, and he was the villain in that film as well. And you could just like, even if it's, I don't know whether to call it cheesy, like the kind of cheesy villain, but I just think that it's really good casting because literally the character he plays, like, no, he just plays that character exactly how you would imagine him. You know, just the way that he relates to him. And even when we see the big thing where, like, Tom Cruise's character obviously turns and just see how he said, well, look at how you're dressed, blah, blah, like that is, yeah. So it's key. All this stuff is not even coming back to me now. One of the best scenes, that scene in the forest.
Yeah.
Like basically when he's captured.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many great scenes, but like this is one of the iconic scenes with the samurai coming out of the mist, sort of slow motion through the woods. It's beautifully filmed, beautifully choreographed.
Great music as well.
Soundtrack, Hans Zimmer on point. I think it's one of Hans Zimmer's more underrated soundtracks because it's just one that never sort of comes up. Like if you go to see Hans Zimmer in concert, they never play any of Last Samurai.
That's a very good, because literally, like, obviously his biggest one is Gladiator. That's just.
Yeah, but there's also like Dark Knight gets like pulled out a lot, and like
Inception.
Like even like when I went to see Hans Zimmer the concert, they did Thin Red Line, but no Last Samurai. I mean, a lot of people like that film, but like, I just think this soundtrack is one of Hans Zimmer's best, or at least it's one of my favorites. And it's
for me, I would say like basically for me, like Inception has really good songs. Thing has really good songs, but as far as a body of work, I would say Gladiator won this too.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm not going to say this is in any way better than Gladiator, but like I just really like this soundtrack. I think it just so perfectly fits the mood of the film, and it just gives so much weight to that scene, one in the forest, and also like the final charge scene has got great.
No, because the thing about this is that which just shows you just how good Hans Zimmer is, because like you could like Gladiator just had those massive like Mites of Rome, Slaves to Zokoba, just had those massive tracks because it was a huge epic thing.
Yeah,
this was more like.
Look, honestly, I don't think, like, because obviously I'm on the position where I really like this film. I think a lot of what gives this film its sort of feel is the soundtrack.
Oh no, 100%.
Yeah, but anyway, we'll get.
Oh, no, I mean, we'll get to the but this is what I always say in almost every film that I watch. I think soundtrack, like, two of the most underrated elements in any film is screenplay and music. People are like, okay, let's just get the best director, best actor, or what's the script? And the thing about the music is that the music, people just say, okay, look, it doesn't matter. We have the director, we have the writer on the script. If the music isn't hit the mark, because because I remember even you even telling me this like ages ago, like way back, like when we were both young, about how like music sort of like takes you to another place mentally, because music is one of those things where like it doesn't really feel like if it's really of this world. So it's like when the music is right, it's literally elevates your film from just like a pure thing you're viewing to where it's now working at a high level in your brain psychologically. So the music in this thing, it makes the scenes like almost fifth dimensional in a sense, because the music just gives that extra weight to the scenes that you're seeing. So, all right. So now, as I said, I believe that 85% of this film is amazing, and up to a point, I felt that, my God, I think I'm seeing a classic film. And I really felt that I really feel like I'm going to because it's one of those things where like there are those things where you watch like as you're watching, like, wait a minute, it's hitting the mark again. Okay, wait, halfway through, 2/4 of the way through. No, everything is perfect. It's hitting every mark. Everything is done. All of the right things are being done for what is just an amazing story arc. And the key thing there is the character arc. Now, again, guys, spoilers. Only listen to this if you've seen the film. The battle scene. Now, Basil, if that's your real name, again, I don't know why you have that name, but fair enough. Can you please? Okay, let's start with let me just ask a question. If you're on the front line, and don't kiss your teeth at me, bloody. If you're on the front line and a Gatling gun is firing at you, everyone behind you gets smacked up.
Okay, well, first of all, let me correct.
Let me land. Please, let me land. I'll give it the floor.
Okay.
Gatling gun. Everyone behind you gets smacked up.
There's only one line, but it's fine. Don't worry.
Okay, cool. Okay. You're the front line. Who cares about it? Everyone around you gets smacked up apart from you. Please explain to me the logic of that, because this isn't a fantasy film. This is a real film. This is not a fantasy film.
It is a fantasy film. That's the problem. That's the issue. It is a fantasy film. Like, it's not realistic. Like, it's completely historically inaccurate. It's completely like the idea of like samurai that it even shows is complete fantasy. It doesn't exist, and it never did. It's completely like a fable. It's unrealistic. It's very unrealistic. But that doesn't matter. Like, that's where the film sort of has its heart. I'm not gonna say it's not problematic, but I think viewing this film like as a sort of realistic account of what would happen and things that did happen, it's not like the film doesn't go that way at any point. So it's like the ending doesn't detract. It's not like the film is super historical and super realistic and super serious. I mean, it is serious, but like it always has the feel of like a power of some sort of like fantasy of just like a story with the that's how I see it anyway.
Okay, let me just pick a point you said. I am not bothered about the accuracy. That doesn't bother me at all. For me, like, even I knew that, okay, halfway through, okay, look, these guys are taking liberties here. But you still have to have a proper character arc. And I think this is where we sort of differ here. My thing about this is that halfway through the film, I was like, I know what has to happen. This is about, it's basically, it's the classic story. So a guy, an outsider, viewing this group of people as savages who are this kind of people, he gets taken in, doesn't like these people because they're foreigners. He doesn't really understand their culture. He gets slowly and gradually ingratiated to their culture, understands their culture, and the specific thing, their culture of sacrifice, and honor. So it's only made sense that for his character arc to work, by the time he reached the end of the film, this dude is so ingratiated with the samurai. It's like, okay, fair enough. I'll give you the fact that he survived that thing. Fair enough, cool. You've got to kill yourself. You have to kill yourself. Like the fact that he survived, like he went to the emperor and everything. Because I thought that when he went to the emperor, okay, no, this is when like, he said, no, you know what? I'm a full-on samurai now. Oh no, I can't live. Boom, I need to be with my brothers and everything. Boom, full-on like honorable samurai killing. But the fact that he didn't do that, and at the very end, you then see him meet like Katsumoto's sister. I was like, come on,
yeah,
man.
I mean,
come on, man.
I've got no, I've got no good argument for that. The final shot is just a bit like, yeah. It's like the idea that like really like every guy in your village died, but you're still kind of happy that this guy who you've only known for like a few months is back. Yeah, and yeah. And you know what? Like now that when you say about like the character arc, I do kind of agree, actually, now that I think about it.
Yes.
In the sense that, like...
Yes, I have told him around, yes.
In the sense that, like, his character, like, at the beginning, like, where he starts, like, he's lost his honor, essentially. Like, that's what the film is about, him reclaiming. And it even, like, that's the thing Katsumoto says to him at the end when he's about to die. He says, you have your honor again. Like, that's the arc. He felt disgraced by the things he had done, the very dishonorable things he had done as a soldier in America, and by his through his time with the samurai, he knows what it is to like be proud of himself and to like be honorable. So it would be fitting in the sense of like the way they also talk about like an honorable death, and like how Tom Cruise talking about like how the idea of him wishing for death, and it would have been perhaps a more satisfying arc if he had like gone down with the samurai and like had a sort of an honorable closure to his story, because really there was nothing, because even him living on doesn't like what's he gonna he has no life now, really. Like everything was in the story of the film that like needed to happen for him. So it is a bit, I mean, they tie it up okay in the sense of like he goes to the emperor to basically show him or like remind him of Katsumoto's sort of message. But I suppose it would have been even more impactful if he'd just gone to the emperor and just like killed himself to just like really ram the message home. But yes, in spite of that, I would still say though that perhaps it would have been better that way, but I don't think it ruins the film. I think it still carries its message and still has its just heart still there in spite of the ending.
I mean, I mean, that's basically for me. Like, see, ruin is a harsh word because I still haven't seen the film. Like, I've only seen the film once, and that was in the cinema.
Oh,
so and I mean, basically because I was so annoyed by that ending, I couldn't bring myself to watch the film again. Like, also, it's a similar thing with me and oh god, I mean, you know what? I think maybe that's another one that we should do. Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh god, yes.
Like that would be. I think that's another painful one to revisit. Again, it's anything with Mad Max Fury Road. I've only seen after film once, and the reason I've seen this film once is that because if I was to watch this film again, I'd be like, oh my god, this film is because the film is so good. It is so good because the way it tells the story, Tom Cruise's acting, Ken Watanabe's acting, the relationship between one and another, the story beats, everything is just so perfectly done that it, because you know, it's one of those things of where, oh, you know, why should we, like, there's no fun in having the obvious ending that everyone knows. But there are stories where we know what the ending is, but it's still an amazing story. The whole point of a good story is how well you tell it, not how well it shocks you or how well it surprises you. There are stories where, oh, I know how this is going to end. But if you tell it well, it's still an amazing story that I'd want to revisit again and again and again. Like the classic happy ending. Yeah, okay, I know it's cheesy. I know we all knew there was going to be a happy ending, but we still love it because it's still a well-told story. And I think that, you see, in a book, because obviously you've written on everything. The ending is key to a story. The ending, because the ending is what brings everything together. Yeah. So if the ending doesn't work, it does affect the story. Like, and I don't know what the word to use, because I think ruin is a harsh word, because I can't say that the ending completely negates 85% of what is an amazingly made film. But it does weaken the points that I thought Edward Zwick and John Logan were trying to make, in a sense of this is showing the gradual progression of a man learning a culture, being fully ingratiated into the culture, right down to the very extreme.
Yeah.
You know, so at the end of it, because again, as you said, it's about impact. Like if Homeboy like killed himself at the end, then you're like, damn. so this guy, like, he really fully believed in this stuff. This was an outsider, not even a Japanese dude. This was a white dude who so believed in this stuff. He was so believed in this culture that he went right down into doing the whole honorable thing of him killing himself based on being with his brothers and everything. That, I thought, would have really tied everything together beautifully.
You know, this film came out in 2003.
Oh, wow. Same year as Reloaded and The Return of the King. Wow.
2004 in the UK.
Was it?
Yeah, but January 2004.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And obviously there's the problematic element of the fact that it is another sort of Pocahontas story.
Yeah.
Last of the Mohicans, Avatar. Abada.
But you see, you know what? You see, now let's even delve into the whole Pocahontas thing of like the whole white savior thing and everything.
Yeah, like a white guy coming into a culture, a more primitive culture, and basically doing what they do better than.
Yeah, I mean, but you see, by him surviving, that drives that whole white savior thing home a lot more.
Because it's not, he doesn't do anything to survive. Like, there's no, like, yeah, if he, like, as in, if he had done something to, like, actually, like, make himself survive it, then, yeah. But this is just, like, he just didn't die. Like, he was no better than them in that situation.
Yeah.
Just was like, that's just what happened in the story. Whereas there's no, I wouldn't say that there's like a problematic element there in the sense of him, like his ability got him out of that situation. And really, like, I feel a lot of the things that he does better than the samurai are all like explained fairly logically, in the sense that, like, he knows, for example, he knows the tactics that the enemy soldiers are going to use.
Oh yeah.
Trained, like, he was hired to train them. So of course he'll know that, but of course the samurai won't know that because they're not trained in advanced military warfare for that time. So that makes sense. It's not just like, oh, he's just like so much smarter. It's just, no, that, you know, it makes sense that he would know this stuff better. The only thing that, like, you could say is just that he learns, like, how to use a sword really fast. Becomes like,
look, come on, it's probably Tom Cruise, man.
I mean, because then you wave it away. It's just like, well, yeah, of course he learns the sword like so quickly as Tom Cruise. But that's like maybe a little thing, but it's like it's so like I feel so just tastefully done. I don't know. Maybe like as a white guy, maybe I'm biased in the sense that it's almost like the film is more catered to a white audience.
Wait. You're white?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. I didn't know that. Wow, that's news to me.
Spicy.
No, but okay, but look, you see, I told you, I don't want to put Last Samurai in the same category as Pocahontas, like as Pocahontas, because Pocahontas I feel is that whole this is catered to a white audience fully.
Yeah, but it's that idea.
No, but wait, literally, it was just that last section. You see, like a Pocahontas, or you can bring any of these kind of stories from the get-go. This is like, okay, this is because first of all, the white guy is very cheesy. The whole story is from the beginning, it's all cheesy. But you see, that was my fear about this going into that. Okay, Last Samurai, this is going to be a very cheesy white guy, does everything amazing, blah, blah, blah. But, and the reason why I always watch it, because look, I'm just a Tom Cruise fan, okay, because I just love Tom Cruise, okay, let me just give it a chase. But the way it was done and the way it was being handled, I was like, this doesn't really seem the same as a whole white guy comes in and he's better than everyone and everyone is bowing down to him. Like, there were times when he looked stupid, you know, like there were times when, like, you know, they made him look stupid.
Yeah.
Like, what's called, I remember that's another amazing scene when he was training in the rain with the sticks.
No, I mean, not even training. Like, he's just getting beaten up.
Yeah.
He's just being basically shown how outclassed he is. And I just want to also add, the choreography in this film is stunning. Like, in that scene and in almost every scene where there are weapons, particularly the final battle, like, just the whole, like, setup of it and just the choreography of everything is just so good in this film.
No. I mean, it's like that's why I always go back to that scene. Everything, but just that scene in the forest. I was like, you see, like this, because it's where, like, okay, this was made in 2003, but it had a very 90s feel. Like, there was something very, because and that's why, like, even when you're watching the film, it just felt like a throwback.
Yeah.
Like, they'll just basically, have you seen Dances with Wolves?
No.
Okay, no. Yeah. Because basically, it just felt very, like, very organic. Like, oh yeah, this is how they used to make films, where everything feels very real, very raw, very organic.
Yeah.
You know, and even in this scene with the fight scenes, it's not shaky cam.
No.
It's not quick cuts.
I think, the only really modern thing about it, or modern for its time, was just the production quality. It was just, like, better production quality than, like, say, older films.
Yeah.
That you're referencing. But, like, yeah, I agree with you there. Like, it does feel like an old, like, it's got an older soul almost.
Wait. So I'm just trying to remember. So in the forest scene, I'm just trying to remember. Does someone kills themselves? Don't they? Like,
no, not really.
Or like an honorable death kind of thing.
There's a general. One of the guys helping the Japanese government used to be a samurai, or, like, well, they say he is still samurai, but he, like, used to serve Katsumoto, Ken Watanabe, and so when they get defeated, he, like, goes through the ritual of suicide, where, like, he you know, is on his knees and he stabs himself in the stomach, but then Katsumoto cuts off his head. So it's like, it's all, like, just like a ritual of, like,
But you see, again, that goes back to the whole ending thing of,
as in, like, thematically it would have tied it together. But that is how Katsumoto's arc ends. But even then, it's not really satisfying, in the sense that Katsumoto was like, his struggle was getting the emperor to hear him, and, like, that's not really tied with him taking his life. Whereas Tom Cruise, like, a lot of his struggle was of, like, sort of wanting to die, like, he's given up on life, and so in the sense of him having like that would, and he also was like, it also sort of sets it up in the sense that he like expresses like such distaste to seeing the guy kill himself and like have his head cut off. But then, like, you know, as it changes, he starts to, as the story goes on, he starts to change and like understand it more. So yeah, I'm still agreeing with you on that it probably would have been better for him to die. But yeah,
no, I mean, yeah, because even as you talk about that forest, I just felt that because again, like, obviously, hopefully, if we had like a Japanese, but yeah, I mean, but obviously, you don't know this stuff. You're half Japanese, anyway.
Yeah.
No, but what's like? Isn't it the whole thing of like, if let's say a group of samurai, they go into war, and let's say one samurai survives and the whole of their troop dies, he has to kill himself. Like, he can't be taken prisoner.
I'm not a historian, but yeah, I mean, I think so. I think that's the idea. But I'm sure someone might know better. But I think there's different, whatever. Essentially, yeah, sure. But he wasn't a samurai, was he? Really?
Who? Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
But no, but that's the whole point. Is like, it's not about him literally being a samurai. It's the fact of the matter of he was so basically it's like it's an arc. It's a story arc. You start off as aimless, clueless, a drunk, suicidal. You learn about this culture, and you really transform yourself into this culture, even if you're an outsider. And you're so into this culture that, nah, man, you go through it fully, all the way through. And him killing himself that way would actually make him feel more at peace than if he had killed himself at the beginning.
Yeah.
With all that regret of the war and everything.
Because yeah, like what does he have now that he's alive? Oh, he just gets to hang around in the village with Taka forever. Like, that's not fulfilling, really, is it?
No, it's
yeah, like I remember like a sort of because people would say like, oh, you know, it's, you know, how can you call Tom Cruise a samurai? Like, he's not a samurai, and why is he the last samurai? That's so. but people would say like, no, because samurai is also plural. So like the last samurai, means like they are the last samurai. But I'm looking at the poster right now, and it says Tom Cruise.
No. Let me be real with you. When I saw that poster, that dude there is the last samurai.
Yeah, it's so like, it's got his face. Like, I'm looking at this poster.
His face takes over the whole poster.
It's all in the same font, and it's like the same size. All the text. Tom Cruise, the last samurai, and then just his head. So like, yeah, you can make the argument that the last samurai means them. They are all the last samurai, but no.
Look.
The way this film is marketed,
I would say your real name.
He is the last.
Look, Basil, when I was going into the cinema, I was fully of the mindset that I am going to watch Tom Cruise, who is the last samurai. That was what was in my head. But you do but you do make a good point that samurai is plural. And when you look at the film, it makes more sense. Like this was the last group that held on to this thing despite the whole modernization thing. And also, even again, that was another really good thing that I liked, you know, tradition against the invasion of modernization, you know.
Yeah.
And how you saw, obviously, some of the Japanese were like, oh man, look, let's take this whole gunpowder and guns and again, oh my God. And again, you just go back to that scene. And the beauty of that scene, where you saw the traditionality against modernity. Like, there was no way that guys with a group of swords could go up against a bloody Gatling gun. But what made it so powerful was, they didn't care. they fought for their tradition and said, nope, we are going to hold all our swords, and we're going straight to that flipping gun.
Yeah.
And even when they bloody mowed them down, even what's it called? That's the Japanese guy who was with the Colonel Bagley guy. Even you could say that there was a bit of regret hitting that. Like, wow, damn! Like,
I have to say, like, I mean, I'm not that well versed in the film canon, like, you know, all the greats of film history.
Yeah.
But I would say this is one of the best one of the best cavalry charges that I've seen. I mean, I can think of. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, because of the way it's I've already mentioned.
What's it called? Kingdom. Wait. Was there a cavalry charge in Kingdom of Heaven?
Yeah, but I don't think any of them were as good as this one. And this is like the final charge as well. There were no like final cavalry charge in Kingdom of Heaven. But like obviously, excuse me, we've already mentioned the music, which and it's got a great track when that charge happens. But it's just the whole build up of it. So like the battle's over, but they've sort of like realized that, you know, they've still got loads more troops and there's nothing they can do. So it's like, all right, we're going for a final charge. And so the way they just like slowly build into it and then just ram forward, and then with all the cannon fire just flying around them, and then like, you know, they're getting close, and then like, oh, they're getting shot too much, but no, wait, they're breaking through, and then like they actually get through the line, and then you're just like, wait, are they gonna make it? And the way they just like tease you, like thinking like, you know, just they might make it, they might. And then just, yeah, the gun just rolls out, and then it's just like, it's almost like, you know, little like film studies here, but the turn of the, like, you know, he turns this handle. It's just like the turn of time, you know? It's modernity just like churning them up.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you can't escape it. Like, the times are going to change, and you can't.
Yeah, no, you have to. You have to just accept it.
But they still face that change with their bravery, with the, you know, just with their spirit intact. And
no. I mean, no. That was.
It's such a good
no. That was that was a powerful scene, because again, it was like, even for me watching it, I was like, nah, man, this, because even if you knew they were gonna get mowed down, you were still like, as you said, maybe. I mean, could they make it?
You're like, maybe. The way it's filmed, and it's perfect and edited, and yeah, I'd say that obviously the film's not. There are like weak bits I found in terms of just like the pacing. The like when they go back to, I can't remember the name of the town they go back to. But basically when Tom Cruise comes back from Katsumoto's village, that whole segment is kind of slow, and just sort of, every time I watch the film again, I'm sort of just waiting for that whole segment to be over. And yeah, but everything else, like the whole time he's at the village, I think is beautiful. Every scene of it. I think the final battle is just amazingly choreographed, and it's just a really, I find, very soulful film. I feel very moved when I watch it.
Oh no, I'm not. I think it's that's why, like, again, I always go back to Tom Cruise and why I have a great appreciation for Tom Cruise. Again, put all the whole Scientology stuff aside and everything. I think there is something about Tom Cruise that is different. There's like there's an aura about him. Like, for example, if let's say they cast like Brad Pitt in that role, the film wouldn't work.
Yeah, and Brad Pitt, I don't think, is a bad actor in some roles. I think he needs to be given the right roles, but I think he can be a really good actor.
Oh no! I mean, also, you've seen 12 Monkeys?
I haven't actually.
Man, you did watch it. Like, that's his best actor. Obviously, people would argue Fight Club, which is a film that people want us to review at a point. A lot of people, like, I think Fight Club is his most iconic performance. I think his best acting performance is in 12 Monkeys.
I think it's in Meet Joe Black.
What? Oh God. Well, okay, look.
No, but Tom Cruise has this, particularly in this film, he has this just particular intensity and sincerity. Like you feel like he's so there, like he's so just into it, and so just
no. But again, it goes back to what I said before. Like Tom Cruise, he is a weirdo in real life, and I think that his strangeness coincides with his commitment. Very weird, scary, obsessive commitment to his roles. But the thing about it is that, which is what makes him so special, is that it's that very weird, obsessive commitment and his quality of an actor. That when you marry those things together, you get something extremely dynamic that not a lot of actors have.
Yeah.
Because very few actors have the acting quality and this obsessiveness that just comes from you as a man. Like Tom Cruise as a man is very obsessive. So you're getting that obsessive commitment to the nth degree. Plus, no, this guy's actually a damn good actor. So when you watch this film, I really bought how he was this very useless American soldier that was disgraced. I fully bought that, and he brought that into it. And then I really bought that how he was able to slowly change and shed that. And again, I just think to myself that I mean, how many actors could do that role like that? I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think. Like, I don't know any other actor. Because put a De Niro in the thing in there. It just wouldn't be Tom Cruise.
Not at all. And I know you put someone like, say, Russell Crowe, who was well cast as Maximus in Gladiator, but would not, I think, be cast well at all.
Can I say something controversial? Again, you know what? I mean, again, this was a little tidbit because obviously Gladiator will be done down the line. But this was a little tidbit before we do Gladiator. Russell Crowe's performance in that I felt was slightly overrated.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Okay, but that was just put that there. But yeah,
we can talk about that.
Yeah. Russell, See, Russell Crowe, it wouldn't be the same. It would be great acting because Russell Crowe is a bloody good actor. It just wouldn't. Which is why casting is so important. That casting isn't necessarily about the quality of an actor.
No,
it's just about having. Basically, it's about having a thing that's no matter how good you have an actor, either you have that thing or you don't. You're just born with that thing.
Yeah, I mean, this film I don't think we'd even be talking about this film if it wasn't for Tom Cruise being in it.
Oh no, yeah.
It might still have qualities and like things of value, and it might still have, if it still had the same soundtrack, the same like good things about it. But I think Tom Cruise really is such a great leading man in this film. He just brings so much to it,
and it's a great because he complements Ken Watanabe very well.
Yeah.
Because you see, Ken Watanabe is the soul of the film. He really gives you the meaning of the film of like the what the samurai are fighting for, why they believe in their tradition and everything. And Tom Cruise, if let's say you put in a Russell Crowe in there, and you just have these top tier actors, it would just be different. I think Tom Cruise is the right one because he's coming at it from a whole different acting elements than what Ken Watanabe is doing, and because so that you know how they say like opposites attract. Yeah. Because the way that they are approaching the roles are so different, it actually makes for a very interesting relationship and dynamic between both of them. So,
and I really love Ken Watanabe's character.
No, he's amazing.
But it's like because a lot of the people he's around, like all his soldiers and stuff, are like they feel like real soldiers, especially like Ujio, Hiroyuki Sanada's character, the one who's the most like intensely.
Oh no, that guy has one of the best faces. just like his face, like it's like straight out of like an anime. He's got like an anime amazing face, and like he's like straight from an anime comic book or something.
I mean, in this film, he carries himself so cool and so. Yeah, I really love Hiroyuki Sanada in this film, and but like Ken Watanabe's character Katsumoto is like he's very like almost like he should. It's almost like he shouldn't be leading this life. Like he should be like a teacher or a scholar or a monk or even a politician. which are like the people that he's sort of fighting against, because he's well read, he's
very serene, very reserved,
very articulate, very like reasonable, but that he's still also this incredible warrior, and that's really the heart of what he wants and what he identifies with. It's just such a, like, when he kills himself at the end, I find that it's so moving, because it's like you almost feel like you shouldn't, like, it's like, this isn't you, like, this is for people who are just like soldiers, but like you have so much like richness and like intelligence and depth, but even still, like, it's almost like, I don't know, his whole expression, just the way it's such a powerful death that has so much like weight to it. I just really love it. I love his character.
Oh no, I think so just as we're just sort of winding in, I think that's a key thing. Like, again, it's about acting choice. Like, if you were to see that role, maybe most actors would be like, okay, he could be, very tough, very stoic, have like a very hard exterior and everything. But I think the way that he played it, which is why when you saw how he was in the forest, I was like, okay, so he's going to be like that.
Yeah.
But then for most of the film, he was the total opposite from how he was and presented himself in the forest.
Yeah. It's a lot to do with the acting and his look, that he just has this perfect balance of sensitivity and strength. It's a great character.
So final thoughts on the film. Have I changed your views, or
you have actually changed my opinion a bit about the ending, because I was always a bit like sort of digging my heels in about it. But I think like it's one of my favorite films, and I think a lot of that is just personal taste, in the sense of like that I just find it like personally a very moving film. But I think there is a lot of really high quality stuff in this film, like in every department. Like the script is also a bit cheesy, I want to say. I just forgot to mention there are some quite cheesy moments that are a little bit just like hammy. Like, but all in all, it's like a really solid script, and it's just all the things we've said. Amazing, like beautiful cinematography, amazing choreography of all the fight scenes, and Tom Cruise just like, great acting, great casting, just really beautiful and sincere and powerful. I find this film is, and yeah, but I don't think it's entirely without its problems, and it should still be like viewed more openly, in the sense of like, you can't just take it as just like, I don't even know what I'm saying. I think it's just like, it's not entirely pure. There's definitely elements about it that are like a bit like frustrating, but I still think it's a beautiful film.
I mean, basically, for me, I feel that if they had gotten the ending right, I really believe that this would have been a classic film and one of my favorite films of all time. But even putting the ending in there, 85% of the film, I think, is excellent. The parts that you say are cheesy, I think it works. Because I think in a film like this, you need those cheesy moments where it's cheesy, but it's that kind of story.
It's not even like the moments being cheesy. It's just there's some dialogue that's a bit cheesy.
And I think even those fans where it feels okay, this feels a bit. I'm like, but it's that kind of story. Like, you do need. It's where like you do need those kind of awkward, cheesy moments, because it's that kind of, because as you said, it's like a fairy tale.
Yeah.
Like, it isn't if this was like a real historical thing, then but because it's a fairy tale, you do need those kind of cheesy moments because it's a fairy tale, So, but just as you said, music outstanding. I believe this is Hans Zimmer's second best score behind Gladiator. Amazing acting from Tom Cruise, amazing acting from Ken Watanabe, and just amazing casting all around, and just amazing thing. And just if they had got to the ending right, this would have been for me one of the best films ever made. So yeah, man. There we have it. The Last Samurai. Guys, please comment below as to your thoughts, what you want us to review next. And we will hopefully see you guys next week for another episode. All right.
See ya.
Peace.